Good morning, everyone. This is Jeffe Kennedy, author of Epic Fantasy Romance. I'm here with my first cup of coffee. Wonderful. Today is Monday, October 23rd. Beautiful autumnal morning. We went up over the weekend to Taos and saw the fall color, and it was beautiful. We're having a nice long fall here. I'm still outside, as you sharp-eared listeners can tell. You don't need sharp eyes to tell if you're watching on video. Speaking of video, I have uploaded the audiobook of Rogue Familiar to YouTube, and I noticed that several of you jumped on it immediately, and I appreciated the lovely comments about getting that on there. And I'm doing well with writing. Twisted Magic, I did pass 60,000 words. Woohoo! And it ended up, last week ended up being my 5th best week of the year. So I was happy about that. Yeah, didn't get 3K every day, but I ended up with like 12,500 for the week. So I'll take it. And on track to finish by the end of next week. And then I will revise. Did go back and forth a little bit with new editor. I think I mentioned this before, but hard to say. And my revisions on Onira, which we may have a new title for, is they're not due till January 2nd. So I feel like I have all kinds of time to get that done. I will prioritize it. It's always good to prioritize those external deadlines. And once Twisted Magic releases, I don't have anything else on pre-order. So it will take advantage of that. I will get Onira revised. Well, first, Twisted Magic. I'll have that out by the end of November. So it turns out I'm probably going to be gone to a writer's conference 3 weeks from now. I need to do a little bit of confirmation on that, but I am pretty excited about that. I'm not going to World Fantasy, for those of you wondering. I think it's good to skip some of these conferences once in a while. Like I never missed an RWA national conference until RWA blew up. Well, in pandemic, they coincided for no particular reason. But RWA was the only one that I went to every single year. I loved going to that conference. I hung out with Minerva Spencer last week, and we were talking about that. She was asking me if I would do something to help rebuild RWA, and I was like, I have zero bandwidth for that right now. I would love to see it happen. I have no bandwidth. Maybe once I'm done being president. I don't know if I mentioned to you all, but I am on countdown. I can't be SIFWA president again. There are term limits. You can only do 2 terms, thank goodness. And so I'm, counting down. I don't really mean to be, but there it is. And my last month as SIFWA president will be June 2025, which is the same month that Onira releases. I think that's interesting. It's kind of cool when the universe comes through on particular kinds of timing and answering of wishes and so forth. So yeah. And contract is in negotiation now, so hopefully I'll get paid soon. We love it when the money comes in. I made lists of several things I wanted to talk to you about. Oh, so one of them is that there is a giveaway. We are celebrating Pharaohween, which is Pharaoh Fantasy Romance, Halloween. I think it's funny that it was Harriet, and I'm not going to be able to think of her last name. Anyway, she started Pharaoh Feb, Fantasy Romance, because she wanted to create a portmanteau word for fantasy romance to make it easier and sexier and hashtaggier and all of that kind of thing. And then the readers themselves went ahead and coined romanticy, which really took off. So I don't know. Anyway, it's Farrowween, and there's a giveaway, and I'm giving away a signed copy of Dark Wizard. And yeah, I'm also getting a few orders for Christmas presents. People thinking ahead. You are not me. Well, I have like certain obdurate principles about this sort of thing, in that I refuse to do any Christmas shopping before Thanksgiving. It's just one of my things. But some of you plan way ahead, especially who are shipping overseas. You know who you are. And you're not the only one. Some people have asked me to send signed print copies of my books to various people that they care about, which I just love that. That makes me so happy that people want to give my books as gifts. So you can always order print copies of my books from Beastly Books, which is my local indie. That's the store that George R. R. Martin owns. The I want to say he's the manager, Twig, but he's actually like director of literary acquisitions, which I think is funny. It's a fabulous title. There's also another part to his title that I forget now, something like cultural events. But anyway, I will put a link. I should just have that link in my show notes. You can always buy my books from Beastly Books, and they will ship anywhere, and they're already signed, not personalized. If you want to have me personalize books, you can buy them through my web store. Or, you know what, you can message me, as some people do. And if you want to send them as gifts, I will actually wrap them for you. I will put them in. I've done this before, and I'm happy to do it for it's a small enough amount at this point in time that's mostly like people who listen to my podcast or follow me on social media, that it's not an avalanche. But yeah, if you request it, I'm happy to wrap the books for you and ship them. But then I'll charge you for the shipping, for the books and for the shipping. So anyway, I'm doing that. So other things so I talked about the Farrowwing giveaway. So I'll put that on the, the picture and the graphic and the link and so forth, so on and so forth. I promise to share that. Okay, so what else? I had a good weekend, but I'm not like back into business mode yet. I did get to go to the town hall for SIFWA and listen to Carissa Broadbent talk about marketing. That was a really good talk. Very organized talk that she gave. I want to talk about some shows. I froze there a little bit. What are you doing, Killian? He's prowling about. Let's see if I can turn you so you can see him. There he is. Look at what a handsome boy he is. Look at that. He's looking right into the camera for you. Handsome cat with his big paws, big lion paws. I'll leave it there so you can look at him instead of me. So anyway, a few things. I watched a movie on Minerva Spencer's recommendation called Edge of Tomorrow with Emily Blunt and Tom Cruise. And how did I totally miss this movie before? I have no idea. But it was really good. It was really good science fiction. It's got a time loop element to it. And it's excellent. I don't know if I could say much more about it than that. Emily Blunt was totally badass. And I don't know, apparently it was a box office failure. So, hopefully this is recording because I just got a weird message failed to pause, but then it did pause. So it looks like it's all right. So anyway, Emily Blunt, totally badass, and actually Tom Cruise did a great job too. And Minerva was funny because she said that she didn't want to like it, that she didn't want, because she doesn't like Tom Cruise in principle. She's like, but damn, he's a good actor. So highly recommend it. Edge of Tomorrow. I'll try to remember to link in the show notes. And then also, on her other end of the spectrum, also on her recommendation, we watched Spy with Melissa McCarthy. And both of these were slightly older movies that it's weird how some movies just drop through. I really wonder about that. Speaking of marketing and, if you're creative, trying to get your, that discoverability, get those books out there and so forth. Why was Edge of Tomorrow a box office failure? The trivia, they said that it was poor naming, or that it was kind of ascribed to bad naming, because the Edge of Tomorrow, I don't know, didn't light things up for people. And so the tagline had been Live, Die, Repeat. And apparently, like, even on, like Redbox, which, like, there's still Redbox out there where you can buy the videos from the box at the grocery store. It's listed under L for Live, Die, Repeat, which I think changing titles midstream is a really good way to make sure people can't find something. And what Hollywood thinks is a box office failure is not always, it's like, these movies make money eventually, but then they don't want to pay the people, or I don't know. I thought it was very interesting that with Taylor Swift's concert movie, with her Eras Tour movie, which has already, it's something like the fourth grossing movie of all time already. And I think, well, I won't get the statistics up there, but I think Barbie still exceeds it, but not by much so far as like a woman-directed movie. But she bypassed Hollywood on this. She distributed directly to the movie theaters, which is, she's sharp, and she loves to cut out those middlemen. And I think more and more we're going to have to find ways to do that, to cut out the middlemen. Minerva was asking me about the fact that I sell books through my web store, which I do, and I do it largely as a backup to, in case the online retailers fall through. People buy from there. I know it's a pain in the ass to sideload, so I don't bother people about it too much. I feel very strongly that however people want to buy books, I feel like it should be easy for you to just buy books however you want to buy books, right? But apparently there's a push now in the indie community. I think I mentioned this, of teaching people how to sell books directly through their websites and selling classes to do it. Inevitably, there is somebody. Oh, what are you getting? Killian got something on the post behind me. That's good video, right? And then the other show I want to gush about is The Morning Show. Have you all been watching The Morning Show? It's on Apple. I've been watching it from the beginning because, Jennifer Aniston, I can't talk, Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon. I was just in from there, and it's so great. It's, so much, again, like this woman-powered show. And Billy Crudup is in it, and it's amazing. I know that I've talked about it on this podcast before in previous seasons. Well, we are in the third season now, and it's so good. It's just so great. And John Hamm is in it, and he's playing this tech sector millionaire type, kind of an Elon Musk kind of guy, only sane. Sane and sexy. I'll probably get in trouble with Elon for saying that. Um, but John Hamm, wow, you know, I've always liked him, but I'd never really shipped him before. And I'm going to spoiler, this is slight spoiler, so if you don't want to hear it, cover your ears for a minute. Um, he ends up having an affair with Jennifer Aniston's character, who's named Alex. So Alex and Paul Marks. And people, I am so there for this. I am just like, you all know I'm a Swiftie. I don't care about the Taylor Swift Travis Kelce thing. Travis Kelce does nothing for me. All these people gushing about it online, I don't care. I am there for Alex and Paul Marks. It is such a great love affair. Yeah, it's romantic. It's sexy. It's a little hint of the forbidden. It's everything. It's just go enjoy. And for the full impact, I mean, watch the series from the beginning if you haven't been. It's totally worth it. And Alex's character goes through a really interesting arc, and it people get kind of, I don't know, I hear people criticizing her character because she's like so hard edged, but geez, you know, she's like this, been this anchor for a show for, you know, 20 years, and she's Jennifer Aniston's age, and of course she has to still look beautiful and not be taken advantage of and all of these things. And Reese Witherspoon ends up playing her, you know, like younger co-host and being part of the network, and it's great stuff. And there are a lot of powerful female characters in it. There's powerful female characters of color, which is really kind of cool. And yeah, go watch this show. They said something in the episode that we watched last night, which was actually the episode that released on the 18th, and we just hadn't caught up to it till now. And I've got something in my eye, but I'm not going to risk pausing because I got this weird warning. Sorry about that if it squicks you out. So they said something because one of the Stella is so great. And did I write down? I meant to write down the actress's name. It's something Lee, I think, and I did not write it down, unfortunately. Greta Lee. I think it's Greta Lee. She's so good. I love her. And she's very hard-edged, one of the producers on the show. But Stella is having a conversation with someone, and they said that there have been studies that show that power actually changes the brain, that it changes the brain, way the brain works. And I'm so interested in that because you all know I'm fascinated by power, right? Power is one of my themes. Power corrupting is one of my themes. My original tagline, which I don't use very often, but it was love, power, and fairy tale endings. If you are a devoted reader of mine, you will be nodding your head because you will know that I am always writing about power in some shape or form. And so now I want to do this research. I want to find out about this. If you know about it, send it my way. Otherwise, I'm going to have to dig out the Google foo and maybe talk about it on Friday because I want to know exactly what happens there. It's a really well researched show. It's cool because it's very topical. They handle things as it's going on. It's a little bit like a year different or 2 years different, but still, it's like the new show grappling with what's going on in society as well. Like right now, they're grappling with the leak on the Supreme Court overturning Roe versus Wade. And I got through all of my things that I was supposed to talk about. What a good kitty I am. So on that note, I'm going to go get to work. I hope that you all have a wonderful week. And check out the Pharaoh Wing giveaway. There's lots of books in there besides mine if you already have all of mine. And I will talk to you all on Friday. You all take care. Bye-bye.